Welcome to Oklahoma City's busy streets, where the amazing sensation of racing and screaming motors fills the air. Prepare to explore the world of Jeff Bonnet, better known by his stage name AZN. It is truly amazing how far he has come from being an idealistic dreamer to being a revered street racing icon. AZN's tale, which takes place between his vintage Chevy Nova and the well-known Volkswagen Beetle, is full of surprises and thrills. Come along as we experience the intense, gritty, and occasionally humorous world of AZN. Prepare to explore the exciting tale of AZN and his incredible racing exploits. The American reality television series Street Outlaws aired on the Discovery Channel from June 2013 until May 2019. The show captivated audiences by digging into the inner workings of the American street racing scene. It included Jeff Bonnet, AZN, and other intriguing people from the thrilling scene. AZN, an Oklahoman senior street racer, is a popular character on the program. He is the partner of coach, scene Farmtruck Whitley, another well-known cast member. All racing-related issues were managed by Farmtruck, while all technology-related issues, including communication, were handled by AZN. AZN, who has a nasty sense of humor, a brilliant grin, and a passion for speed, has experienced some very real personal tragedies. A few years after he lost his mother to cancer when he was 16, his father passed away from a malfunctioning heart valve. His contagious charisma and boundless energy attest to his character. In August of 1981, Jeffrey Bonnet was born into a family that included Dennis and Jeffrey. This implies that the reality star is currently 43 years old. He grew up next to his sister Brenda Bonnet. It was clear from the comfort of this fresh start that AZN would be gaining a big stake in the exhilarating world of racing. He never looked back after getting his first car as a youngster and attending a better school. For a young celebrity, life has not always been simple. Fans were captivated by his contagious enthusiasm, humorous style, and unquestionable driving prowess, which ensured his sustained popularity as a prominent figure in the street racing entertainment industry. Jeff tested things on Oklahoma City streets. He trained all night, taking both his automobile and himself to the very maximum. He then went by the lighthearted handle AZN, a reference to his mixed Asian and white ancestry. Still, not everything about street racing's early years was sunlight and checkered flags. His loyalty was put to the test by heartbreaking setbacks and frequent failures. But Jeff kept moving on, driven by his father's memories and an unyielding commitment. However, there's an important detail about the connection between AZN and Farms that everyone should be aware of. They both took up an odd racing strategy. These two racers have completely different objectives in mind. In contrast to many of the other participants on the program who are very competitive over who will win, AZN is charmed with his first vehicle. Actually, he used his car to help him decide what he wanted to do with his life following this. "This car taught me what I wanted to do with cars for the rest of my life," AZN stated in the same interview, and it was to produce them as quickly as possible while always improving them to speed up the process. "Consequently, I'll pick up driving skills and continue to expand my knowledge of the car's capabilities." The recent format change of Street Outlaws and the driver's evident preference for customized automobiles are the reasons for the absence of AZN and Farmtruck. The program's recent adoption of a racing style, according to AZN and Farmtruck in 2023, was too expensive for them. So they were forced to keep using undersized tires while the other racers pursued their own pro-mod objectives. It was regrettable that the two did not come on the show as frequently as they had in the past. Even though this is not all bad news, it's unclear when exactly this new season of the main program will begin, but fans are undoubtedly more excited than ever for their much-awaited return to the small screen. During the first half of 2023, AZN and Farmtruck intensively promoted on social media their participation in No Prep Kings. Similar to the majority of the show's creators, AZN has kept details about his personal life private. However, there have been reports of a long-term girlfriend, Lisa Lacey, so that's sure to generate gossip and speculation. But just what their relationship comprises is yet unknown. Posts on social media make suggestions about potential connections, but ultimately they raise more questions than they offer answers. It's likely that AZN chose to remain unknown in order to maintain a clear separation between his personal and professional personas. There is always one thing that nothing can guarantee. Even if AZN chooses to approach his business differently than most, he will always have a soft spot for racing. Fans obviously enjoy the raucous bunch, and Jeff Bonnet is a cast favorite on Street Outlaws. The younger side road racer, who appears to favor a low-key lifestyle when not competing, is well liked by fans for his support of his friend Whitley, also known online as Farmtruck, by disparaging other racers. Yes, these two have us utterly in love. Glimpse inside Farmtruck's 1964 Chevy 2 Nova, which he sold, and AZN's experience assisting a fan in repurchasing it. AZN spoke about how his father gave him the $2,800 he required to purchase his first car. What my dad did is he basically said, "Hey, I'll be your bank, and I will be able to lend you the cash," he added. He gave me the cash, and I had to pay him again each and every single month like I might go to a bank. The reality star's father not only helped him purchase a car, but also gave him driving instruction. He was a bad trainer, more likely to correct me than to educate, since he was afraid of my usage, which was probably terrible at the time. But in the end, his hostility taught me how to use power in a responsible manner, AZN said. Still, he taught me how to apply pressure. I learned how to apply pressure from him, but not in the same way. Farmtruck is accountable for it. Street Outlaws has become one of the most viewed reality TV shows ever, which makes sense. The most thrilling and hazardous street races are featured on the show, which has become popular worldwide because to its popular spin-offs like America's List and its original cast in Oklahoma City, Memphis, and other places. Even though Street Outlaws has evolved into more than simply a street-based automobile program, several of the original drivers are no longer involved with the show. Jeff Bonnet and Whitley, better known as AZN and Farmtruck, are next to them. Their roles on Street Outlaws have significantly decreased in the last several seasons. The Dung Beetle secured its spot in the pantheon of iconic Street Outlaws cars by leaving a lasting impression on bystanders, regardless of whether it was winning races or offering comic relief. Even though some racers find it dull, the Dung Beetle is a great illustration of AZN's racing philosophy. It brought an unusual, emotional, and certainly humorous aspect that didn't feel too out of place with the play's central idea. Despite its modest beginnings, the Beetle grew to represent AZN's love for the sport and his capacity to succeed in racing. When Jeff met Whitley, a seasoned veteran of the street racing scene, who was grown to be like a father figure to Jeff, his life drastically transformed. Despite Farmtruck's early concerns, he has grown to like the noisy, youthful AZN. Another type of flame began to flare as they raced against one another. They found a lot of empathy, a common love of the game, and a kindred spirit in one another. Watch out, because you never know when Farmtruck and AZN will be back on the streets, ready to bring more fast-paced, funny action to our lives. Till then, don't stop racing and focus on the road. Anything may happen in the world of street racing.